This question is asking, simplify negative 51 over 6 and 3 over 7. So before we start this problem, let's make 6 3 over 7 into an improper fraction. So we're going to make 6 and 3 over 7 into an improper fraction. We're going to multiply the whole number by the denominator and add the numerator. So 6 times 7 is going to give me 42. 42 plus 3 is going to give me 45. So it's going to be 45 over 7. So now that we've made 6 and 3 over 7 into an improper fraction, we're going to plug this improper fraction into this equation. So now that I've rewritten this equation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this into a linear equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make negative 51 divided by 45 over 7. So now that we've got this written linear, what I'm going to do is with the negative 51, we know that any whole number is over 1. So I'm going to write it as negative 51 over 1 divided by 45 over 7. Now when we're dividing fractions, what we're going to do is we're going to flip the second number and then multiply it. So the 7 is going to go on top and the 45 is going to go on bottom, and we're going to multiply this by that. So now I've rewritten negative 51 over 1 divided by 45 over 7 to negative 51 over 1 times 7 over 45. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to work across. We're going to multiply the numerator with the numerator and the denominator with the denominator. Negative 51 times 7 is going to give us 1 times 7, which is 7. 7 times 5, which is going to give us 35. So it's going to be negative 357. So negative 51 times 7 is going to give us negative 357. And then 1 times 45 is going to give us 45. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to divide 45 into negative 357. So 45 going into 357, it can go into it about 7 times. So 7 times 45 is going to give us, 5, 28, 31. 315. So 7 times 45 is going to give us 315. 357 subtracted by 315 is going to give us 7 minus 5 is 2. 5 minus 1 is 4. And then 3 minus 3 is 0. So we have a remainder of 42. So 45 can go into 357 about 7 times with a remainder of 42. So the 7 is going to be my whole number, and the 42 is going to, my remainder is going to be the numerator. From here, negative 7 over 42 and 45, we can simplify 42 over 45 into simpler terms. So 3 can go into 42 14 times, and 3 can go into 45 15 times. So in the end, when we simplify negative 51 over 6 and 3 over 7, it's going to end up to be negative 7 14 over 15, and this is going to be my final answer. This question is asking, simplify negative 3 over 5 over negative 9 over 20. Before I start this problem, I want to write this equation in a linear form. So negative 3 over 5 is being divided by negative 9 over 20. So now that we got this in a linear form, we're going to rewrite this with negative 3 over 5 times the inverse of negative 9 over 20. So from here, we have negative 3 over 5 times negative 20 over 9. Now there's a special thing that happens when you're multiplying fractions, and this only happens when you multiply fractions. What you can do is you can look at what the denominator and the numerator, and you can simplify these further, because 5 can go into 5 one time, and 5 can go into 20 4 times. So I'm going to rewrite 5 as 1 and rewrite 20 as 4, because 5 can go into 5 one time, and 5 can go into 4, so 5 can go into 20 4 times. And then I'm going to do the same thing for 3 and 9. What I'm going to do, 3 can go into 3 one time, and 3 can go into 9 3 times. So before I multiply 1 times 4 and 1 times 3 and get our answer, I want to clarify that this simplification can only occur when you are multiplying fractions. So now we can just work across. We have a negative 1 over 1 times a negative 4 over 3. So 1 times 4 is going to give us 4, and then 1 times 3 is going to give us 3. So 4 over 3 is going to be my final answer, because we are multiplying a negative fraction by another negative fraction. So a negative times a negative is going to give us a positive answer. And if I wanted to make this a proper fraction, I would write it as 1 over 3. So either 4 over 3 or 1 and 1 over 3 would be my final answer.